Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and I know I took a 3-day break because I was very ill and I couldn't even get out of my bed to make videos. So yeah, hopefully everything will be back in order. And so if you will end up liking this particular video, then please press the like button, subscribe for more content to come to the channel, and let's just get on with it. So the opening day has gone for Gamescom, opening night live as it was called. And this video is just going to be some of the looking at the highlights of the conference. There are many games here, many games, and I really cannot go into detail with every single game without this video ending up being 2-3 hours long. So yeah, this is just the highlights. I will be talking about many of these games individually in other videos, so stay tuned for those. Alright, so right in the beginning, and when I say beginning, I mean the beginning of the actual show, because there were a few trailers shown that were before the game, like in the pre-show and even before the pre-show. I am not covering those. Those were mostly games that are already out. Right, so in the beginning we got Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and this is going to be a sequel to Call of Duty Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops 1, and we saw two of our favorite characters from there, Woods and Mason. Hudson is also there. So it is definitely looking like an interesting game. It's a Call of Duty game, so I think at this point we can expect what we can expect from a Call of Duty game. So there's that. So no futuristic action, at least not from what we saw in the trailers. It looks good. Let's see what happens. Now moving on from that, the second game that they revealed was Unknown Awakening 9. There was a 9 there somewhere. I don't know what that means. I'm just going to call it Unknown Awakening. So yeah, it looks like there's some kind of a mysterious power this one girl has. Also, that girl is Indian. She pretty much looks Indian. The kids look Indian. I don't know what it is. Are the developers Indian? Are they just setting the game in India? Or are they not Indian at all? I'm just reading much into it. I don't know. They looked Indian. But that's the only thing I can really tell from the trailer, because there was nothing in that trailer. So the game, then we move on to Doom Eternal, and not just Doom Eternal, we move on to the trailer of the Doom Eternal's new expansion, that is Ancient Gods Part 1. And honestly, what can I say about it? It's more Doom. It's brilliant because it's more Doom. I don't really think we need to say much more about this. So moving on from that, the next thing that I'm going to talk about isn't exactly a game. Now, it is technically the Dragon Age reveal segment, but we didn't actually see much in terms of a reveal. The game looks like it's barely in pre-production. Like, they have barely started working on this game. So, and given the things that we have learned about the dev cycle and Anthem, we don't know where this game is at. So we saw a few snippets here and there of Solus. Is it Solus? No, the Solus is something else. Solus, yeah. So we saw a few snippets here and there, a few in-engine footage, but these are just snippets. They don't really matter. So yeah, this is just the developers talking. It was more of a cinematic. I always find these ones cringy, so that's just me. Now after that, there was, you could say it was kind of a funny segment with, the Back to the Future, Doc Brown. Is he Doc Brown? I think I'm confusing many things. I am half asleep right now because it's 4 a.m. in the morning when I'm doing this. I already took down notes, downloaded all the trailers. It took a while. So yeah, so basically it has got nothing to do with Back to the Future. It's a reveal for Surgeon Simulator 2. Surgeon Simulator, if you guys have seen any of the videos online, it's a very funny game, and I feel like that's what they are doing with Surgeon Simulator 2. They are cranking up what made the first game so good. Could be interesting, it could be up your alley. I definitely don't want to play the game. I am very satisfied just looking at videos of people playing it, because honestly I'm not that funny of a person. Right, moving on from that, we had Bridge Constructor. We had another crossover in terms of Bridge Constructor with a Walking Dead crossover. So they have to keep zombies out and make bridges. I don't know what Bridge Constructor is. From the name itself, I can say that you make bridges. So it has some kind of a Walking Dead crossover coming to it. Then we had a very small snippet, a sneak peek of Sam & Max. I have heard of this game. I have heard from many friends that this game is actually really good. Most of those friends are really old. Yeah, so I don't really know much about this game. As far as I know, it's a point-and-click adventure. Was it? I don't remember what it was actually. So I might check it out, I might not. I really don't know much about this game. Now, moving on from that, we had an announcement for the World of War expansion, World of Warcraft expansion, Shadowlands. Now, I have never played World of Warcraft. I have played Warcraft 3, but even that, basically I didn't play Warcraft 3. I played a mod in Warcraft 3. That's what I played. I never actually played the Warcraft series. I might someday play it, I don't know. Now, that is coming out today actually, October 27th. Now it's October 28th right now for me. So moving on from that, there was another game, Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormground. Now, I don't know much about the Warhammer universe. I have never played a game that has Warhammer in the title. So I really don't know anything about the lore, anything in this one. Yeah, the next game that they talked about was Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. So now they have these kind of rewind tapes. So these are basically going to be levels that are a throwback to the original Crash Bandicoot games. I do have the Insane Trilogy connection. One of my friends gifted it to me. I haven't played it at all. I might play it for the channel, but again, I'm not much of a platformer person. I mostly play third-person games. I don't even play many FPS games because Siege is basically the only FPS game I am playing. So yeah, so third-person action-adventure game is kind of my thing. So moving on from that, now the next game that they talked about, that they showed, was Outriders. Outriders is a game, it's a third-person shooter kind of a game. It's melee, it just looks generic to me. I don't see anything. I obviously saw the reveal for this game some time ago, but yeah, I don't care about this game. And so after that, there was a trailer for Hyperscape, and honestly, I just feel bad at this point because I recorded a video for Hyperscape around a week and a half ago, and I've still not gotten around to making the actual video. It's already recorded, everything is done, I just need to render it properly. So yeah, a video on Hyperscape will be coming to the channel. I have played it, I have my own impressions of it. So since I haven't really made this video, I'm going to turn that into a review because it's been a long time since this game is out. So I'll just make it a review of Hyperscape. Anyway, the next game that was not exactly revealed but talked about, or rather a trailer was shown, is Captain Subasa. Now I'm really hoping that I am spelling the name properly. So the thing about this game is it's a football game, but it's an anime football game. It has these arcade things. I have seen the gameplay for it, and honestly, just in my personal opinion, this just might turn out to be the best football game this year, because this year we are getting just a season update for PES. We are getting FIFA 21, which, even though they are saying, oh, this is revolutionary and all that shit, we all know this is FIFA we are talking about and it sucks. So this might just be the best football game. Now moving on from that, we had a game called Teardown. So this is a game made by some Swedish developers, I believe. Tuxedo Interactive was it? So yeah, so apparently it's a 2-man team. They made a fully destructible game world, like everything can be destroyed. The art style kind of looks like Minecraft, and it's a heist game somehow, so we have to steal stuff and run out of those levels. I am not completely kind of sure about anything here, but yeah, that's what it says. Anyway, moving on from that, now the next game that they showed was Little Nightmares 2. Now a live demo kind of a thing was, they said that it was coming after the show, so obviously it's not part of the show, but still they kind of revealed it. and so here it is. Then we got a small trailer for WWE 2K Battleground. Now, I have never been a fan of WWE games. The last one I played was back in... I can't even remember. It's probably 2016. The last time I played a WWE game was back in 2016, and it wasn't even I didn't even buy the game. It was my friend's game, and I was basically playing on his PC. We had two controllers, we hooked up two controllers and we were playing. So never really liked the franchise. So this is a much more of an arcade take on the franchise, kind of like the NBA Battlegrounds 2K Battleground game that was launched last year. So yeah, could be fun. I don't know. Now moving on from that, the next game that was shown was Star Wars Squadrons. Now this takes place after episode 6. We already knew that. This has a single player and a multiplayer element, but honestly I don't want to talk much about this game because it's an EA game and we don't really know how good the game is going to be until like 2 months after launch. So there's that. Now I'm going to just merge this segment in. So Sims 4 is also getting a Star Wars DLC. It's known as Journey to Batuu. I have no idea why it's called that. So it's a Star Wars DLC for Sims 4. It's pretty self-explanatory. Now moving on from that, this is one game that I'm actually kind of interested about. It is called 12 Minutes. It's made by an indie studio, and to me it's very, very, very interesting because it basically shows a man who is trapped in a time loop, a 12-minute time loop, and you kind of, I guess, need to get out of it. I don't know what's actually going on. I have no idea, but yeah, I am interested in at least checking this game out. Now, the next game that they kind of showed, and I'm putting showed in double quotes here because honestly, what the fuck was that? So it was Godfall. Godfall obviously was the first game to be confirmed for the PlayStation 5. Yeah, it really stretches the definition of a sneak peek because we barely got a few seconds of gameplay. Now, to be fair to them, they did put out an entire video after the show where they show off the actual gameplay. And I will be breaking down that particular trailer in a different video because that video is also coming. So stay tuned for that as well. So yeah, this was barely a peek. Anyway, moving on from that. So Warframe DLC was announced, but this DLC is already out. Heart of Deimos is already out. I used to play Warframe like a few years ago, but eventually I got out of it. I just don't play Warframe anymore. It's an expansion for Warframe. For people who like Warframe or people who want to check it out, for sure jump in. This is a really good game. You might get hooked into it. Now moving on from that, the next game that was revealed was Override 2, Super Mech League. Now this looks like a mech game, but not like your traditional oh my god, my pronunciation is off the charts. So yeah, this is not like your traditional big mech game. It's kind of a small-ish game. It is multiplayer. We are fighting other players who are also in mechs. I don't really know what this game is going for. I'm just going by the trailer that was shown in the opening night live. I don't know much about this game. Seems like a melee fighter, but there are also ranged abilities. Feels like a melee fighter kind of a thing. So next up was the Mafia One trailer, the Mafia One remake. So now Mafia One, of course, is a game that is being remade from ground up. Like every single cutscene is reshot, some of the story structuring is changed, mechanics are changed, everything is changed. There's a great video made by ACG. There's a channel named ACG who basically makes these reviews for games, who kind of describes his experience with the early preview of Mafia 1. I would recommend you check his video out. Mafia 1 is a game I am very interested in playing because even though I could not put Mafia 2 content on my channel because of the constant copyright strikes, but I think I am better at editing videos right now than I was in the beginning. I mean, I'm still very crap, but I'm better than I used to be. So hopefully I can work around and at least make these videos in such a way that I can actually upload them. because the problem with the other one was I was constantly getting these copyright strikes on my channel. Copyright, not strikes actually, but like, you get it. So yeah, copyright claim, not copyright strike. Yeah, finally, the word came to me. So I am definitely interested, not completely sold yet, but I feel like this is a game that I am definitely going to get. Even more than Watch Dogs Legion. Now the next game on this list is called Nameless Gate. Nameless Gate is an interesting game. So the base concept of this game is that this is a game where it is a multiplayer game, but there is a time loop for some reason. And yeah, I didn't really get much from this game. So what I kind of felt was you have 25 seconds to get out of your spawn point, kill some people and come back. Or maybe capture an object and come back. You have about 25 seconds to do that, and the enemy team are trying to do that as well, or maybe stop you from doing that. When you kill a ghost of the player goes back into that 25 second into that spawn point, and then you have once again you have a 25-second time loop to come back and do whatever. So yeah, it wasn't very clear on what it's trying to do, but it seems kind of interesting. Now we don't know what's going to happen with it, but it seems interesting at least. Now the next game that was revealed in a way was the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. Essentially it's all the Star Wars movies, the games for Lego games for all the Star Wars movies properly done and all that. Yeah, if you like Lego games, you can play that. I might play that, I might not play that. I am not so sure about it. Moving on from that, one of my best takeaways from this show was Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition. So they are remastering Age of Empires 3 this time. They have already done Age of Empires 1 and 2. Yeah, I'm all for it because Age of Empires 3 is not a game that I played much back in the day. I played 1 and 2 a lot, but I didn't play 3. So yeah, this seems like the perfect chance to jump into Age of Empires 3 and play it properly. So I might do that. So stay tuned for that when this game comes out. Project Cars 3 was the next game that was revealed in this, and it wasn't again much of a reveal. The game is already out on PC. So yeah, look, I played Project Cars 1. I know this studio has made some very good games in the past, which is NFS Shift and NFS Shift 2. These both were arguably the most simulation, when I say simulation I'm putting these in double quotes, simulation in the NFS series. Project Cars was definitely a good game, had some issues, but it was a good game. Didn't really play Project Cars 2 was because I wasn't interested in Project Cars 2. So yeah, Project Cars 3, many people are complaining it's a lot more arcadey, which fits my style because I am much more of an arcade racer. Yeah, so I have already gotten this game. It's already downloaded, everything is ready. So a video on Project Cars 3 is also coming to my channel, and it's actually coming very, very soon. Now moving on from that, we had Corvus. It's a flying spaceship combat game, which looks great. Now we will have to just wait and see what this game actually can do, how long the game is, how they are varying up everything. It's a flying spaceship combat game. Now from that, the next game that was again revealed. So what I want to say about this show, I'm just taking a quick pause. None of the games that are being revealed here are really anything new. We already know about these games, but to be fair, they kind of said that in the pre-show, because they said that in the pre-show that this is not going to be some mind-blowing new games and all that stuff. This is just more gameplay from existing games or the games that have already been revealed, which is kind of a pattern with all the games that I'm speaking about. Yeah, so the next game that was revealed was Fall Guys. So Fall Guys obviously wasn't revealed. It was the season 2 of Fall Guys that were revealed with some new features and all that. I haven't played Fall Guys, so I don't know. So I can't really tell you what to say here. It's a battle royale game, but it's a Takeshi's Castle kind of a game. I'm definitely interested in this, but again, I don't have any money. So there's that. Please give me money. Anyway, moving on from that rather stupid, really stupid sidetracking. Yeah, the next game that was shown was Wasteland 3. Again, Wasteland 3 is out if I'm not mistaken. It's a Wasteland game. I don't really know what to say about it. If you have played it, that's fine. If you haven't played it, it's a top-down strategy kind of a game. Anyway, moving on from that, we got a Medal of Honor game. Now this, I thought was going to be really, really big, but I was disappointed. Now, I didn't know going into it that this was going to be a VR game. Now the only reason why I was disappointed was because I don't have a VR headset, and honestly, I highly doubt a fucking GTX 1050 Ti is going to run properly with a VR headset. So VR is out of the question for me. So yeah, I don't have a VR headset. I have barely played VR games. I have played VR games for like 2-3 times in my entire lifetime. So yeah, I don't really know what to do with it. So the game itself, Medal of Honor, obviously a great franchise, a precursor to all the Call of Duty games that you see nowadays. Obviously it's not like a prequel or anything, but they were basically inspired by Medal of Honor games. So yeah, it's a VR game, it's a VR exclusive. If it's a VR exclusive game, I think it's a VR exclusive game. Yeah, so you need to have a VR headset to properly enjoy the game. So the next game that was shown, it's a game that is going to release actually very, very soon. It's September 3rd. At least they said it was going to release on September 3rd. It's a game that I was very, very excited about, and the game is Spellbreak. Now, it is a magical battle royale. Now again, I am not a fan of battle royale games, but I do want a game that deals with magic. I mean, seriously, come on. You can't make a good game about magic, and we didn't get the Harry Potter RPG, so that's out the window. Yeah, this is the closest we are going to get to a Harry Potter game, so yeah, I'm all in, and it's free to play, I guess. So definitely, I will check this game out. I will give my first impressions about this game when it comes out. So the next section was about the Xbox Game Pass, which, if you can afford it, yeah, it's a really, really good deal. I can't complain about it. The next game that was kind of shown was Turrican. Now I don't know much about this game. Apparently it's a legendary game, but I don't know much about it because I basically started playing games after 2006-7 almost. So yeah, it's a platformer. So again, I never played it, so I don't know much about it, but I can understand if people are excited about it. I just don't know about it. So yeah, so the next game that was shown was again not a game, it was an expansion for Destiny 2 called Beyond Light. It's an expansion for Destiny. Once again, there's not much to say about it. It's an expansion to Destiny 2. Now, I like Destiny 2. I have played a little bit of it, but again, it's an on and off kind of a thing for me with Destiny 2. So yeah, it's an expansion for Destiny 2. If you're someone who is into it, great news for you. It's coming on November 10th, I believe. So yeah. Then, of course, there was, I think, the biggest thing in this show, which was Ratchet & Clank Rifts Apart. Now, all the gameplay that was shown, we already saw these things back when this game was revealed in the PlayStation 5 panel. What they were basically trying to say about this game is that it's revolutionary because it's using some of the new features that the PlayStation console has, like the DualSense controller features, for example, adaptive triggers. So one of the examples they gave was the trigger becomes harder to pull. So if it's a shotgun, suppose if it's a shotgun and you try to fire it, it's a double-barreled shotgun. So the first time you take the trigger about the halfway mark, one of the shots are fired, but the other one is still in chamber. And if you pull the trigger the complete full way, then you can fire the other one as well. So now, I mean, on paper, yeah, it does sound really, really good. But again, we need to see or feel how it actually works. And given that I am not likely to get a PlayStation console, I might never actually find out how good this controller features are. Again, so another feature that they keep rambling about is the SSD. And oh my god, I'm fucking tired about hearing about the SSDs. Look, SSDs are a good thing. I am not going to sit here and deny and say that yeah, SSDs are not going to change anything. SSDs are going to change a lot. SSDs are going to change the way these games are designed from the ground up. I don't know how much it will affect third-party games. For example, games like maybe Assassin's Creed, or maybe a game that EA is making, maybe the next Dragon Age. I don't know how much of these games are going to change in terms of design. But if it's a first-party title that you know is only going to run ever run on an SSD, yeah, I don't see the issue here, because SSDs are obviously better. They have a much higher read-in write speed than a normal mechanical drive. So yeah, that is obviously an advantage. Your loading screens are virtually gone, but some of the features that they were saying, I just feel like, didn't we see these features with normal hard drives as well? I mean, for example, some of the features that they showed was, one of the features was you hook into one of the rifts and pull it, so you basically warp through the world to that point. Like, didn't we see that in Bioshock Infinite? Like, it's not exactly like that, fine, but didn't we see that, like multiple overlapping realities in Bioshock Infinite? I believe like we did. We have already seen some of these things, and you can achieve these things in hard drives as well. Now SSDs obviously let you do it in a much better way, but it's not like it can't be done on a hard drive. So obviously one of the other things that they showed was Ratchet jumping through the portals and through different worlds. Now that is something I believe, yeah, you do need an SSD for that, because to load up an entire new section of the map that fast, yeah, you could say that you need an SSD for that. So yeah, SSDs are a revolutionary feature, but we will have to wait and see how good these things pick up. Because as far as storage goes, most of the people, especially on PC, are still relying on hard drives. I personally am relying on hard drives. My SSD is like 120 GB, you can't even store a fucking game in it. So yeah, there is all of that, and I just feel like, you know, it's going to be a while till the SSDs actually catch on. Because SSDs are really expensive. In terms of long-term storage, you don't want to rely on an SSD for long-term storage. So there are a lot of factors that they need to improve about SSDs before SSDs become proper mainstream storage devices. So again, that is something to do with the SSDs and not really the game itself. But I would say the ray tracing part, the game actually looked pretty impressive. The effects were good, the amount of particles on the screen was good. Then we could see that the ray tracing was actually working with the reflections on the floor, the shadows and all that stuff. Yeah, the game definitely looks good. The game looks next gen. The game doesn't look like it's running on a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox or even a high-end PC right now for that matter. It definitely looks like something you would see on an extremely high-end PC. So yeah, it looks next gen. So really that's all there was in the show. There were a few awards given out, but I just felt like they were kind of useless, because what is the criteria for these awards? I didn't really understand the criteria. I feel like they were voted, but I didn't understand the criteria. So yeah, I'll just list some of the games that were given the awards. So in the beginning, there was a best Switch game, which is Little Nightmares 2. Best action adventure game, which for some reason was Watch Dogs Legion. I still don't understand how it's the best action adventure game. But then there's a separate category called best action game, which was won by Star Wars Squadrons. Again, no idea why that was. Best multiplayer game, Operation Tango. The game wasn't even showed during this entire panel. So again, I don't know. Best indie game, Curious Expedition 2. Again, a game that wasn't shown in the main show, so I don't know what the hell that was. Then there was... So the next, the award thing was the best PlayStation 4 game, which was Cyberpunk 2077. Which is kind of weird, because Cyberpunk 2077 was clearly more tied with Xbox. And they had their reveal in the Xbox stage, so why is it getting the best PlayStation 4 game? I don't understand. And the best Xbox game was Tell Me Why. So yeah, that's all there is to the show. Oh my god, it's 30 minutes long. Yeah, I will try to cut some of the parts out to make it a slightly shorter video. But even if that's not the case, it's a 30-minute video for what was a 2-hour long presentation. I feel like it's short enough. So yeah, if you like this video, then press the like button. Do let me know down in the comments below if you guys are interested about any particular game, if you want to see me play one of those games. And I will comply if I can buy the games, if I have the money. And yeah, all of that. There are a few videos coming into the channel. For example, as I said before, the Godfall thing, I'll make a video on that. Hyperscape, I'll make a video on it too. There are a few videos coming. So yeah, stay tuned for all of that and subscribe to my channel for more content. Press the notification bell icon so that you know when I'm uploading my videos. And peace.